Going on, Falcon fans? This is Warukondo coming back at you with another video. So today, guys, keys of victory for our game this Sunday in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium against the Seattle Seahawks, a team that's been reeling. They started off on fire, going 3-0. Everybody liked what they saw. Then they sustained some injuries on the team, and they lost their last 3 games. So it's a team coming into the stadium, trying to get back on track. They're going to be a hungry team, a team that's really playing well, under their new coach. So I think it's going to be a really good game for Atlanta Falcons to stay focused before they get back in divisional play against Tampa Bay Buccaneers next week. So it's going to be a big game. We're going to definitely talk about it. Going to throw some keys out. Hopefully, Atlanta Falcons can start to build on that momentum that they have. They had a 3-game winning streak. What we don't want to see the Falcons do, get comfortable, get complacent, and start, thinking that they right where they need to be. So a lot of things that I talked about on Monday that Atlanta Falcons still need to work on. So, we always says, and starting the cliche things out about, teams are not going to be the teams they're going to be, later on in the season. And that's 100% true, especially with a new team, because when you have new teams, they still trying to figure each other out, build chemistry and things like that. So I do believe that this Atlanta Falcon team will be playing better football when you get into November and December timeframe, heading into the playoffs. So, but they got to start to continue to keep this momentum going. The more wins they stack, because at some point in time, Atlanta Falcons gonna get some adversity. That's what happens in teams and stuff like that, and it's how they respond to that. So that's what we're going to see. But right now, let's keep the momentum going. Try to keep that home game winning streak alive. Right? We lost the first two, but we was able to win the last 2 in dramatic fashion. Hopefully, we won't have to worry about no dramatics today. We have another kneel down, to end the game for our Atlanta Falcons. That's what we hope to see. So, guys, with that being said, if you have not already, go ahead and please subscribe to the channel. Please hit the notification bell so you know I drop another video. Please hit the like button so I know you guys out here that I talk about. Then please share my video throughout the YouTube universe so more people can come in here and talk about. That's right, these Atlanta Falcons. So, guys, we'll get right into it. First thing we want to do, talk about injury report. It's starting to get, it's week 7 in the NFL. It's 100% injury rate, and when you play football, professional football, somebody's going to take some type of injury. Hopefully, most of the time it's not something that's going to sustain, for a long period of time. Prayers up to Aiden Hutchinson. He was having a great year, the heart and soul of that defense for the Detroit Lions. But that was a gruesome injury. He already had a surgery, so speedy recovery for him. But that's what happens in football. It's going to happen to somebody. Just don't know when. But let's talk about our Atlanta Falcons right now. We had 3 players out today that did not practice. We know what happened to Michael Abernathy. He went on injury reserve. The Atlanta Falcons activated Matt Hennessy. Welcome back, Matt Hennessy, who's filling in as that backup center, because Drew Dalman is still on IR. So they brought Hennessy in, put him to the active roster. A guy who's familiar with this team. We know who Matt Hennessy is. So solid backup for us if need be to come in and be able to do some things for this Atlanta Falcon team. Actually, they have chemistry with some of the guys already on the offensive line, so that wouldn't be such a bad thing if he had to come in, in limited time. But some guys we do have on the injury report today that did not practice. Troy Anderson still out with a knee. Justin Simmons, a guy that went out with a hamstring injury, in the Panthers game. He said he was good, but obviously that must not be the case because he have not practiced in the last 2 days. He did not practice today. And then Lorenzo Carter was out with an illness today, so he did not practice as well. So the 3 guys that practice, Justin Simmons being out, Lorenzo Carter being that starting guy, to be on the edge. We'll see how that affects, but three of our guys that definitely contribute to the defense that's out for us. They could potentially be out for the week, so we'll just have to follow those the next 2 days. If you don't practice, usually when you don't practice at all, on that Wednesday, the first day of practice anyway for the week. So we'll see what they do tomorrow and for the rest of the week. We did have some guys on limited practice today. Nate Lamon was limited. He had a calf and a quad. He was limited practice today. Bijan and Matthew Judon both were just out for rest. So they both had limited practice, but it was just rest. So that's where he was. It was no injury and labeled, marked for those guys. So hopefully they just what there is just rest for that. Nate Lamon, just try to stay healthy, man. We definitely gonna need you out there. And that's the injury report for our Atlanta Falcons. Now we get into our opponents. I mentioned in the beginning of the show that our opponents actually had sustained a lot of injuries on their team. Coming up to this season so far. Again, some guys are coming back, but they still have a pretty large injury report roster. They have 11 guys that's actually on the injury report. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys did not practice. Their tackle, Stone Forsythe, their guard, Anthony Bradford, Trey Brown, their cornerback, Tyreek Woolen, their cornerback, and LaVisha Chenault, their receiver. None of those guys practiced today. We had some guys on limited practice. Had the center, Connor Williams, on limited. Maffat, linebacker, was limited. Brian Maffat II was limited. Leonard Williams was limited. Jared Reed was limited, and Julian Love was limited. So they got a lot of guys that's on the injury report. Those guys limited, more likely probably going to try to go this week. But once again, the guys on the did not practice probably won't. So they do got a pretty large injury report. Like I said, they have got some guys back, but that's what the whole next man up mentality be about. They got a lot of guys, and some of their guys gonna have to come out there and produce with them, till they get healthy. And interesting, this season alone, it's a lot of teams are really having some injury concern. If you look at the San Francisco 49ers, some of their key players are out. The Los Angeles Rams, some of their key players are out. We just talked about what happened to Aiden Hutchinson. So we already had the quarterback from the Indianapolis Colts go out. So you have to be healthy. The interesting thing about today's professional football players is that it was more physical back in the day, right? They used to have 2-a-days and things like that, and you kind of felt like you saw less injuries. But now with all the technology, these guys are bigger, faster, stronger, definitely, and they're way more athletic than some of the guys back in the day, and they just receive these injuries, especially the soft tissue injuries, and sometimes it's just the way they train nowadays. Back in the days, I think those 2-a-days to build more calluses on football players. They're more tougher and things like that. But you do the research and things like that. They had got smarter on player safety and things like that. Where you have longevity after football, that's really what you're looking for. So you understand the new rules and things like that, but it does seem like guys get injured faster and more than they used to. So I don't know if that's what it is, but like I said, reality, the guys are bigger, faster, stronger, and some of the things that these guys do today is just unbelievable. So, and that's that's through all sports, not just football. You look at like the basketball court, these guys are just amazing athletes. So, injuries happen, but let's see who's actually going to suit up for both teams this week. But don't matter because somebody's going to get out there and play. That's what it really boils down to in the end. Don't matter who's injured or not injured. 22 men is going to get out there, 11 on defense, 11 on offense on both teams, and they're going to get out there and they're going to have to get it done. So that's where it is. So, guys, let me know what you think about injuries, who you concerned about from the Atlanta Falcons in particular. Like I said, Simmons being out, that could be an issue. But, we seen Richie Grant. We know what he's capable of. Kind of iffy this week because of our opponent. In the passing game, we'll just have to see. Troy, obviously not as bad as we thinking because he's not put on the IR or anything like that. So hopefully Troy can be back here soon. And then Lorenzo Carter, whatever he had, just illness, I think he should be probably playing on Sunday. So we'll just have to see. So let me know what you think about the injury report there. Let's see. EQ says, I heard bad news today. Hope you got better news. You talk about Simmons. Yep. I doubt Reddick is coming to Atlanta. What did you hear? What did you hear? What did you hear? What did you hear? No, what you hear about Reddick? Throw some out there. Let me know. Did I see pit stop? I did not see pit stop today. I seen it out there, but I haven't looked at it yet. I only was able to catch Kirk Cousins' interview. Of course, I heard Sal Raheem interview, but I haven't seen the other players' interview and stuff like that. So we'll just have to see. EQ said, game plan is run the ball. Simple as that. You right. I'm not gonna freaking argue with you with that. We definitely need to make sure we run the rock. So speaking of that, let's go on and get into the offensive keys for this week. And it's interesting when you think about our offensive keys, because I think about 3 weeks ago, guys, we was all of us was panicking, definitely panicking about the offense, right? We was not impressed what we seen, especially you going back to week 1, which is 6 weeks ago now. Going back to that week and how bad the offense looked, and then the second week actually played better, right? We was able to run the ball against the Eagles, getting up and down the field. We ever had a game-winning drive. But the biggest issue was we wasn't, being able to convert third downs. We was having a lot of penalties and things like that. And now we have seen the offense start to take off, and you see the chemistry between Kurt and his guys, and you see the chemistry between Kirk and the offensive play caller and Zach Robinson and some of the things they doing. You know what I don't like? And I know everybody does it because everybody got films, but when they start to highlight our plays and our blocking schemes and things like that, everybody get to see that crap, and then they try to start to stop it. So I love, where they're trying to get the run game going, utilizing the tight ends and utilizing Drake and things like that. It's just impressive to see what the Atlanta Falcons have been doing in the run game, but just the different ways that Zach Robinson and his offensive staff have really schemed up to get these guys to go in, and you love to see what from this team, and I love it 100%. All right, but we're going to get into my keys this week, and since I'm so pumped up about this offense, and it's not something that we was hoping going to be hypothetical. It's what we have seen, from the first 6 weeks. And for me, because we were able to go out and sling the ball with a Tampa Bay for 500 yards and then come back to the following week and be able to run the ball for 200 yards, the word balance is starting to come to mind for me. So my first key for this Seattle game is to try to create that balance where we want to be able to run the ball efficiently like we did against the Panthers, but also want to be able to continue to develop that passing game. I think we was able to do that with the Panthers. Over 225-yard passing is not something that, to sneeze home about, but, we can continue to do what we did, similar to what we did with the Panthers, being able to pass the game, pass the ball when we need to, be able to, get explosive, get big plays down the field, and then run the ball like we was able to do and control the run game with our two backs, with that dynamic offensive line. That's what I want to see. So my first key is balance, 100% balance. That's what I want to see from the team this week, is being able to be balanced, right? Put that Tampa Bay game and that Carolina game together and make it as one. And man, it's just sky's the limit. This is some of the things that a lot of us imagine what we thought this team could be. Now they just need to put it all together, right? And start to build for the rest of this season. My second key is continue to start to do good on third down. We was 50% on third down this past week against the Panthers. We need to continue to be there or even be better, right? So we want to be able to keep that third down conversion right. I know that has a lot to do with the running game. So that balance that I talked about in the first key is going to be huge. But if we can keep that third down, about 45 to 50% or even higher, that's what you want to be on third down. So that's going to be huge for Atlanta Falcons in this game, right? You'll be able to keep your defense off the field. It's to do those long sustained drives. That's what I love. I'm gonna tell you something, guys. So I'm just going to go on a tangent here for a minute because it's been pissing me off when I look at, especially when I look at college football, and it's in the pros it happens as well, but it's 3rd and 5, right? Or it's 4th and 5, or whatever it is. It's money down, right? Third down, 4th down. It's the money down, right? The object is to get the first down, is it not? Right? The object is to get the first down. I'm just going on a tangent here because it's pissing me off because Georgia does it a lot. When I watch Georgia and I don't understand the quarterback, I watch Colorado. They do the same stupid stuff. But if it's 3rd and 5 or 4th and 5, why do you try to take the long shot? And then you have to come off the field. Get the first down. Get the first down. Unless it's 100% that you're going to complete a deep pass down the sideline to your guy who's on one-on-one coverage, and you're trying to get a first down. The whole idea is to get the first down. So I do not understand, and especially these young quarterbacks, they love to do it. It's 3rd and 5, man. Get the first down. It's 4th and 5. Get the first down. Why are you taking long shots down the field? It doesn't make sense to me. Get the first down. Keep the drive going. That's the name of the game, right? You got 3 more downs after that. So I just had to get that off my chest. It's been pissing me off. But you see it more and more today where it's 3rd down, it's 4th down, and these guys just start to take a shot down the field. Shedeur did it in the Colorado game the other night, right? It's 4th and 5, bro. It's 4th and 5. Get the first down. I know you see man-on-man coverage out there, but you're taking a chance that your guy going to be able to just get the first down and keep the ball moving. Carson Beck did it. I do not understand it, and it drives me crazy. And I see it happen sometimes in NFL, but most time in NFL, these quarterbacks are smarter. They understand it's about keeping the drive alive. Get the first down. Just had to throw that out because I wanted to get it off my chest. I've been thinking, keeping it in my mind for like the last 2 weeks. And I keep seeing it happen. And now you guys want to see it too. When you be watching football and you see it 3rd down and the guy take a shot down the field and you be like, why you just didn't get the first down? Now you got to punt the ball and get out the field, or you just end the game because it's 4th down. So just be smart about it, man. Use your brain. It's all about keeping the drive alive, right? If you're not 100%, you're going to complete that pass. Get the first down. So just had to throw that out there. Sorry about that tangent, guys. My last key for offense is we need to still do better in the red zone, right? I think we went down there, a lot of trips in the red zone for the Carolina Panthers, but we kicked too many field goals. So we have to be able to start punching the ball in. The penalty was not as big a deal this past week for our offense, so that was not the case. Sometimes we're just not executing like we need to. You get points on the board, that is great, but you're going to be able to start to put touchdowns in when you get in the red zone. Touchdowns win games, guys. Field goals keep the teams in it. That's what I believe. Yes, it's a scoring drive, and you want to be able to end with a kick. I always say that, but at the end of the day, you want to be able to put 6 points on the board, right? It's 3, right? Because that's how you create separations. And the more touchdowns you can put up there, the more comfortable you can be, playing that complementary football for your defense and things like that. So those are my 3 keys on offense. You want to be able to create that balance, start to put, these monster games that we had, put them together and see can we create that run pass balance that we want to see from this Atlanta Falcon team. You want to be able to continue to improve on 3rd downs. The last 2 weeks been a whole lot better than we've seen to start the first 3 games of the season. And then you want to be able to score touchdowns in the red zone. So, that's what we want to see. Field goals are good. We love Young Way Cool. But if we can put 6 instead of 3, that's what we want to do. So those are my 3 keys on offense. Let me know what you guys think. And I think if we do those three things, the Atlanta Falcons will be able to score a lot of points. That's what we want to do, and we can come away with another win. All right, let's go to let's get some comments here while we wait for the defensive keys. Reddick is on the run. He's in trouble with the law. What? I did not hear that. Yeah, I'm not paying attention. I got to go read up on that, man. That's crazy. So, yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to get him. But there's still more options out there. There's some teams that's really struggling that, got some cap issues that might want to be able to get some more draft capital. I lie the Cleveland Browns. So, we can look at their team and see. Now, I'm not talking about Myles Garrett. I know he's probably, but Ladarius out there who might be able to get somebody like that. You just got to bring somebody in that's been proven. If you're going to go get a pass rush, you get a proven pass rusher to come in. You might be able to look at the Jacksonville Jaguars, try to scout one of their pass rushers. Just think about teams that's right now that's struggling. The Raiders, they might have a fire sale. If you want to try to, shake that tree, we'll just have to see. So we don't know. Crosby might be somebody you can look at. I don't know. But it's not just Reddick. It would have been nice because we know his situation, bring him in. But if he's on the run, that's a whole different story. Let's see. He owed the investor $1.2 million. And know what that means. He should have went. He should have played. He lost like $9 million with the Jets. He would have had that money easily if he would have just played football. Whoa. Interesting. On the 4th and 5-yard run, stop and go receiver does a 7-yard crossing route. After you clear out, the linebacker quarterback has time to look and stop and go. Then the crossing route quickly. Just my opinion. That's what I mean, man. It's so many things you can do to get that first down. I mean, let's just go to the normal thing. The pick plays. They do pick plays all the time. I know they don't call them pick plays. They call them it's a natural rub or whatever, things like that, right? But it's pick plays. They just do what it is. As long as the receiver make it look like he's going out and he crossed the defender and set up the natural pick there. They do that all the time. Somebody that really does it really well is the Kansas City Chiefs. You go look at some of their games when they need to play. They run the rail. The Los Angeles Rams did it a lot as well. So it's a lot of teams that know how to get the first downs on those 4th and 5s, man. But just going for the kill is just crazy to me. So I just like I said, I just had to get that out. Think people turn on Judon? Nah, man. I think the thing about Judon is just it's the talent around you, man. You got to be able to put the talent around you. But that's what I like about Matthew Judon because he came in, he didn't demand a contract, right? He said Atlanta Falcons don't know him, he did nothing here. So I think he's going to be able to get it going. And I think Grady had a point to it. Once the floodgates start open, I think it will, right? I mean, one thing about Matt Judon, he's creating penalties for one thing. You see that, and he's being disruptive. It just right now, him and Armor Ebiketie as well. Like I said, Armor Ebiketie reminds me so much of Vic Beasley because he's always in the backfield and he's like this close every time to getting the sack, but he just don't get there in time. So, but once the floodgates start open, I think all these guys are going to start doing it. We just got to see it happen, man. And guess what? When we get to the defensive keys, this might be the week we get to see that. And I'll tell you why when we get there. And I'll tell you why when we get there. All right, let's go ahead and get to the defensive keys. Defensive keys for this week. So, guys, the defensive keys. Interesting stat from the Seattle Seahawks. They are first in passing this season. Yes, the Seattle Seahawks are first in passing this season, averaging 276 yards a game. They're first in passing, but they are 29th in rushing, which means these first 6 games, if you're looking at the Seahawks film, you see them passing the ball a lot. They're really passing the ball. They're getting up, they're getting to it. They're out there and they're doing their thing. They're passing the rock. So that's what they've been doing, passing a lot. Geno Smith been slinging around. They got weapons. We do know they have weapons, right? They got, of course, they got DK Metcalf. They got the veteran Tyler Lockett, who's been there forever, and then they got Smith and Jigma. So they got a good. And then they got Noah Fant. So they got a good receiving unit out there. And Geno Smith really been passing the ball. So right now, when you're looking at the Seattle Seahawks, that's what they like to do, is pass the ball, right? You're looking at what the offensive coordinator, he came from the University of Washington. Guess what? Michael Penix did a lot last season, throw the ball down the field, right? And he's bringing that offense in. So they're kind of banning what they used to be known for. Their strength is their running game, right? And they're 29th in run, so they're not getting a lot of the running backs are not getting a lot of opportunities to run the ball. So they've been passing the ball a lot. However, if Seattle is looking at the film against the Atlanta Falcons, what's been the Atlanta Falcons' weakness this season has been the running, being able to stop the run. So it makes you wonder, will they change up this week in week 7? Now, I told you in last 6 weeks, they've been passing the ball a lot. They got a lot of weapons down there. Are they going to keep to that identity that they have transformed their team to be able to pass the ball a lot? Or are they going to try to take advantage of the Atlanta Falcons seem to be weakness is in stopping the run game and get those running backs that they got, because they got 2 good running backs, and get those guys going. So that's going to be interesting to see what the Atlanta Falcons what the Seattle Seahawks decide to do. But my first key is, right, you wanted them to continue to do what they do, right? And they want to pass the ball. I think we got a really good pass defense. That's what I want to see. And now we be able to start to see, can the Atlanta Falcons start to get some of that pass rush going, right? So what we don't want to happen is to be able to let them run the ball. They 29th in running, right? So we want them to play strength on strength this week. We want them they want to come out, they want to pass the ball down the field. We want to invite them to do that, right? And be honest, guys, that's what Atlanta Falcons have been doing all season, right? They're forcing the team to try to run. If you look at it, right, they're playing 2 high safeties, right? They having those light boxes there, so they're inviting the running game, right? But the Seattle Seahawks, we're going to see if they're going to go against their tendencies and start to pass the ball. I'm starting to run the ball this week instead of pass, right? But what we want is we want them to continue to stay to that, right? And if they do that and we stick to our guns, keep the 2 high safeties, and we'll be able to stymie the run game for them that has not been getting going for them this whole season. That's what we need to do. So I said all that to say my first key is we gotta stop the run still. You're going to stop the run. You want to invite the pass. If you can do that, I think you're going to be great, right? They want to pass the ball. They want to pass it. Let them pass it. That's my point, because we want to be able to shut down a run, right? We don't want them to wake up a running game that's been non-existent all season. We just don't want them to do that, right? We want them to pass. That's their strengths, but I like our strength against strength. So let's see, can we get to it? That's what we want to do. My second key is we want to be able to get off the field on 3rd down. And the Falcons, believe it or not, guys, are like 30th and getting off the field on 3rd down right now. 3rd down defense has not been good for Atlanta Falcons. Yes, and it has a lot to do with the running game, believe it or not, because we're not able to stop the run. So 1st and 2nd down has been really good for our opponents, and then they ended up in really good 3rd down and down in distance against us, and they're able to convert those 3rd downs. Now, you go look at the points, the Atlanta Falcons still are not giving up a lot of points, on teams, right? The only team that gave up too many points, of course, was against our division opponents, those 2 that shall not be named this week because we're not playing those guys. But But we got to be able to get off the field on third down, guys. Stop the run, and you will be able to set yourself up to get off the field on third down. Those two keys go hand in hand, right? And then the last key, talked about it when I started talking about defense, and that's the pass rush. Let's see, can we unlock this pass rush this week? We know they want to pass the ball. Geno Smith been dropping back a lot in these first 6 weeks. If they don't change tendencies, which in my opinion they probably should because of the Atlanta Falcons run defense, but if they don't change tendencies, Geno Smith is going to drop back a lot like he's been doing for the first 6 weeks. And we see, can we unlock our pass rush, guys? We got to get it figured out. We need to be able to get to Geno. We want our guys to play good coverage on the back end. We'll see if Simmons is going to be able to go. That's my only concern because Richard Grant going up against Noah Fant. I don't like that matchup at all. But, it's different scheme. They play more zone than they play man-to-man. So, that might factor in, being able to hide Richard Grant a little bit, not playing so much man, playing more zone, which I think he's better in zone as well. So we'll just have to see how that pans out with, with our safeties. But we want to invite the run. But if we can unlock that pass rush, that's what I want to see. I know you guys want to see it too. We want to be able to see our defense start to pin their ears back and get home, man. Matthew, it looked good in the first couple of games. Judon and all those boys getting back there. Grady right now, but it definitely has slowed down in the last few weeks. And we got to be able to do it this week. So hopefully we can unlock this pass rush. So my 3 keys on defense this week is do not let those get their running game going. They 29th in rushing. Don't let us be the team to unlock their run game. Get off the field on third downs. We got to be able to do that. We got to be able to get off the field on third downs. That's how you get the ball back to your offense. And then last but not least, let's unlock this freaking pass rush, man, by any means necessary. Be able to unlock the pass rush. That's what we need to do. All right. Last key is going to be special teams. Special teams, everybody can guess what my first key on special teams is going to be. It's playing that field position game. That's correct, right? You always want to make the team go the distance, and you want to be able to have the shortest distance when it's your opportunity to score. So field position, right? Hopefully we don't punt the ball, right? So we don't have to worry about that. The only time we'll be worrying about field position when we're kicking it off, right? That's what we're looking at. If we kick it off, kick it out the end zone. I don't like kicking it out the end zone a little bit because they get the ball in 30. I think eventually the teams need to start figuring it out because getting the ball at 30, man, right now looking at, NFL football, field goal kickers, man, they kick the ball from like the freaking 55-yard line almost. So that's only 25 yards to get in the field goal range. So I don't like the kicking the ball in zone to getting the ball in the 30. Kick it in that landing zone for they have to return it. But yes, the players got to come up and start getting stops within the 20, man. If they can do that, figure that out, be able to do that, change it up a little bit on the kicking game, and let's create better field position for our defense. And then the last 2 is kind of hand in hand. You want to be able to create explosive plays and not let explosive plays happen on special teams. It's just that simple. Explosive plays. When you on special teams, you're thinking explosive plays. If you're returning, you're thinking, let's make an explosive play. And if you're kicking and you're defending, you want to make sure they don't get the explosive play. It's just that simple on special teams. Special teams is really important, but at the end of the day, guys, I love the way Deion Sanders says it. Prime time, he said, special teams, you're supposed to be special. It's just that simple. That's why it's called special teams, because you're supposed to be able to do something special, right? You're specialists. Your specialty is to go down and make a tackle, within the 5-yard line and get them down, right? Your specialty is to keep the ball through the uprights. Your specialty is to do a coffin corner punt if you need to, right? That's your specialties. So if you're not being special on special team, right, why are you out there? So That's my little spill on special teams. All right, let's go through some of these, the rest of these comments here. EQ says Judah needs help on the other side. 17. Yes, no movement on the rush. Yeah, 0. Yes, yeah. Lorenzo Carter ain't doing nothing. I agree with you. And Armor Educated, man, he playing. He be there, man. Every time you look at Armor Educated, like the quarterback released the ball and Armor Educated hit him. Like, come on, man, get there just a little bit sooner, man. It's about time for you to have breakout, or it's not gonna happen. You know what I did see today, which is interesting. You know, every rookie pass rusher that everybody all us wanted us to get this offseason, they got like 1 sacks. The most sacks all of them got, you know, it's like 1 sack, guys, like 1 tackle for a loss. So it's none of those guys are freaking turning heads out there. So I know it's early in the season, but it still make me feel better to know that we didn't draft a pass rusher at number 8, and those guys are not like, that's not like Agent Hutchinson going out there already got like 6 sacks, because that would suck. So I do like that, and I hope you guys like that as well. Just wanted to throw that out there. He says that linebacker out of the Giants is good. I even heard Dallas might trade 11. Just heard not that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, man, Michael Parsons would be a great steal for the Atlanta Falcons, but Jerry Jones would not do that. I don't think he's that crazy. Because, and then what will we Atlanta Falcons give up for him? So that'll be interesting to see. We could have had Brian Burns, but I don't think Panthers would have traded with us within the division. But that would have been nice to get Brian Burns, man. That really would have been. I'm not unsure what linebacker you're talking about, but man, we actually going to see Brian Burns this season too. So get ready for that. Remember last time he played us, he like wrecked the game, tried to wreck the game to start the game last season, the first game of the season. So really going to be interesting to see what the Atlanta Falcons do with their pass rush. And if they trade deadline is November 5th, let's see if Terry makes something happen. We'll just have to see here. All right. So, guys, those are my keys to victory for today. And I love it. I think if the Atlanta Falcons do those 6 things, plus the other 3 from special teams, I think the Atlanta Falcons will come out successfully. Recap of all those things on the offensive side of the ball. You want to create a balance running pass. Let's combine Tampa and Carolina games together, and let's average 700 yards in this game. How about that? You want to be able to continue to be good on third down. Start to see the uptick on that. Just keep it going. Then the last but not least, and be better in the red zone. Let's put 6 points on the board instead of 3. On the defensive end, do not let a 29th ranked rushing team come in and run all over you. You want to be able to make them that one-dimensional passing team that they have been decided to be this season on their own. Get out the field on third down. Make sure you get the ball back in your offensive hand, and then let's unlock that pass rush. On special teams, you want to be able to continue to create good field position for your team, and then the key word is explosive. Create explosive, don't give up explosives. So there you have it, guys. Those are my keys to victory for this upcoming week. If the Atlanta Falcons do 6 of those 9 things, they'll come out on top with a win. And I think they will win convincingly as well, right? We know the Seattle Seahawks are coming in. They're going to be hungry. They lost 3 in a row. They had a few extra days to prepare for the Atlanta Falcons. So while we was out and playing on Sunday, they was all study watching that run game. So you know they're coming in. We're not going to let those guys run the ball on us. You know they don't want to let Drake or Kyle or Mooney get you going. So those guys are going to come in and be ready to play, and we got to be ready for them. Don't look at look at the records. We need to come in and be ready to play another professional football team in the NFL. That's what I say. So, last but not least, fans, please be loud. Come out. We've been having a great atmosphere within the Mercedes-Benz Stadium this season. I know you guys been feeling it. I've been feeling it. I know definitely the players have been loving what they've been seeing from the Atlanta Falcons, and they're finally giving us fans something to cheer for because they're going out and putting their heart out on the court. I mean, on the field, man. They just have. Hopefully, we don't have to go down and be on pins and needles like we always the last couple of games in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Hopefully, we can come away with a convincing win. It's going to be tough. They got a good three-headed receiver core out there. Geno Smith had really been playing well. You like what McDonald has done to this defense, so it's going to be a challenge for Atlanta Falcons this week. But we need to get this win to try to stay where we need to be because we're going back into the division against Tampa the next week, and then the week after that, got the Cowboys and then the Aints. So 3 really, really important games for the Atlanta Falcons then after the Seahawks game, but we're not looking forward. It's about Seattle on Sunday. Guys, there you have it. Let's look at these last couple of comments here. Michael said, I think Seattle has the lowest grades O-line in the NFL too. That's why we got to be able to create that pass rush. I like that. EQ says, I agree, brother. That's the plan. We need to sack pressure on Seattle quarterback. He throws interception. That is true. Deep down inside, he's still Geno Smith from the ODs. But he has been playing better. I'm going to give him his props. But, yeah, he does turn the ball over. So we can create turnovers of Geno Smith. So we got to be able to do that. But, guys, there you have it. My keys to victory, keep the momentum going. That's what we got to do, And we can scoreboard watch too. We're gonna look at the Aints tomorrow. Hopefully they lose again against the Denver Broncos. Sean Payton homecoming, right? That'd be really nice. Put them at 2-5. That'd be really lovely if they was to happen. And then our other opponents down south in Florida, Tampa Bay, they're hosting the Baltimore Ravens. So 2 important games for those teams, and we got to make sure we do our business. We look through our peripheral, see what's going on, but we need to get our business done first. So there you have it, guys. My keys to victory for the Atlanta Falcons against the Seattle Seahawks Sunday at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium at 1 o'clock. See you guys there. Be loud. Be ready to go. This is your boy Ricondo coming back at you with another video. Peace.